Our next story also centers around the ways that technology can be used to preserve a culture. Here in Hong Kong, I met with Adonian Chan, a typeface designer with a passion for the city's visual culture.
There's a phrase that people like to use as think out of the box, which I hate. Because for Chinese calligraphy and type design, it's never the case of think out of the box. It's an effort of different generations. So we are like co-creators of this design. We do not just design by our own. We also design with the previous generation.
Adonian Chan is a 33-year-old graphic designer from Hong Kong with an ambition to preserve a centuries-old culture and a visual language emblematic of his hometown. Even inside his studio, we wear face masks, the new normal.
When you scrutinize a cityscape, you would often notice, aside from the buildings and the architectures, and you would notice there are often humongous monolithic shop signboards. Took a lot of photos of the Hong Kong older districts and etc. So I was kind of intrigued and fascinated by the gigantic shop signboards.
One calligraphy style in particular, Beiwei Kaishu, caught Chan's eye. With origins in 4th century China, the style of writing enjoyed a renaissance during the Qing dynasty and reached its peak in Hong Kong, where it was used prolifically after World War II.
So this one is Sai, which means west. Yeah. For typical Kaishu, for this part, it's usually more like a rectangular. But in Hong Kong Beiwei, you can see there's a really distinctive cutout in this part. So this only happens in Beiwei, in Hong Kong Beiwei.
But now it's considered an endangered typeface. Why is it, and what makes it an endangered typeface?
It's almost extinct. For one factor is, of course, not many designers were aware of this style. Another factor is the situation in Hong Kong. So there is always so-called urban renewal projects going on in Hong Kong. They would demolish old buildings and, of course, shops as well. So it's really destructive to the visual culture and also the culture.
Chan's fascination with Beiwei Kaishu led him to try to digitize it into a contemporary font. He starts with, well, the basics and the analog: brush, ink, paper, and intense focus. Writing wen, or mon in Cantonese, the Chinese word for culture and language, in calligraphy gives Chan a sense of proportion. Then a pencil sketch of the same character hones his precision. Finally, Chan fires up his computer and a program called Glyphs to recreate the character digitally.
In the computer, it's a different process because it's extremely detailed and precise. And also all the curves have to be done perfectly. When we design a character, we usually will place the characters aside with a character go, which is a country. The reason why we use that character is because it gives a sense that the size of the characters.
Because you're seeing yourself as one in a long line of history, right? In this long history of this calligraphy style, and then with the introduction of computing technology, typeface design, that you're able to just extend the lifespan of this work, not necessarily to save it, but to keep it going.
We could definitely extend the lifespan of this style, but also to constantly transform it to the needs of the society.
So far, Chan says he's digitized 300 characters in what he's coined the Beiwei Zanshu style. He aims to complete 6,000, a mission he says he can complete in 3 years with the help of a small team of designers. He says he hopes that Beiwei could one day be installed on phones and computers, continuing the legacy of an ancient writing style and a key part of Hong Kong's visual landscape.